this video, we'll be making some lemon honeybee shortbread cookies inspired by the book The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. For these cookies, you'll need 2 lemons, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of butter, a 1/4 cup of honey, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And to get started, you'll just be mixing all your dry ingredients together. I started by sifting the flour just to make sure there weren't any clumps. Then just add your cornstarch and your salt. The cornstarch helps to ensure that the cookies don't spread when they're baking. Mix all that together and set it aside. Next, you'll want to combine your wet ingredients, starting with the butter and the brown sugar. Then add your honey. And zest your 2 lemons, being careful to avoid the white pith underneath the zest. We don't want bitter cookies. Add your dry ingredients and mix together by hand. It's going to seem a little too dry when you first start mixing, but just keep going. And eventually you'll probably want to get in there with your hands just to bring the dough together. Shape the dough into a rough rectangle so it's easier to roll out, and then wrap and refrigerate for at least an hour. Roll out your dough to about a 1/4 inch thick. And you might notice that I'm using an angel cookie cutter here, but we'll fix that later. And save your scraps. You can re-roll those and cut out more cookies. Here we're using a custom-made bee cookie stamp. If you'd like to know how to make your own, I'll put a link to that video in the description box. Do make sure your cookie stamp is well floured. You don't want it sticking to the dough. And here's where we make the angel look a little bit more like a bee. Now we're just going to brush each cookie with a honey glaze. That's just a couple tablespoons of honey mixed with a tablespoon of water. And sprinkle with some turbinado sugar, or regular sugar if that's what you have. I put the sugar just on the wings for some of the cookies because I thought it would look cute. Now just bake your cookies at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes until the edges start to brown. These are great cookies to have with some tea and a good book. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Happy baking, everybody.